Matter of fact, let's talk about it right now. Like I said, I was going to go back through the playbook, kind of change some things up, and we did. Ran into a slight issue, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue. But in regards to the playbook, like, we got a flex bone, a full house, a couple different options at a pistol, shotgun, and single back. Like, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. In case things might not work out for us. So, all good, Buck. All good. But yeah, I'm feeling all right about this. I mean, again, we just finished up our first season. We won a couple of games already. Okay. I was wondering what the hell was happening. I mean, we went 2-10 in our first season. Issues need a bit of passing. Oh, no. Even those touch pass jet sweeps, I have taken those out. But yeah, the biggest thing is going to be just how many players are we going to lose at the end of this season? Whether it be through graduation, like we know that we're losing Baffle here, or, of course, a variety of potential players through the portal. This could be pretty ugly. What is this, Army? No, we're better than Army. Army throws the ball like cowards. Like absolute cowards. Damn it. They throw the ball. Oh, goodness. That's right. We have some coordinators as well that we are going to have to bring in. So, let's do it. I want to get right down to business tonight. I want to make as much progress as possible. And we'll see what happens. Missed out on Ron Reddick, who went to Maryland. I can't believe a guy from Virginia elected to go to Maryland. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, actually, here, we'll move back over here. I mean, again, like, look at the risk of transfer here. It's going to be 6 guys off of contender status, even more off of pro potential. So, I hope losing the elite recruiter assistant doesn't hurt us too much. I mean, I don't even think he was helping us out that much in the first place. I definitely think it was worth the risk to try and change out coordinators. We'll just have to see what happens here and who we might be able to get. Okay, I've simulated 2 seasons now. Both times season 1. Jeremiah Smith loves winning the Heisman. He loves it. 109 receptions, over 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns. Ohio State is beastly in season 1. Not that we're going to leave, but we do get offers to be the head coach at Marshall, the OC at Charlotte, and Georgia Southern, but yeah, we're not going anywhere. No shot. But, all right, let's go. We need some luck here. Please, God, let there be some luck here. All right, so Gerard Parker out of Troy, Patrick Fulton, the OC at Marshall, Todd Fitch, who was the OC at Charlotte, OC at Maryland, Pep Hamilton. Got Steve Cooper and Randy Cantrell. Okay. Yeah, no Deshaun Foster this time. I mean, the good thing is, like, everybody's offensive scheme fits what we have going on here. Nobody's pipeline is New England, which is also a good thing. So it's going to come down to the talent trees. Have much fun with this game. The AI needs a bit of a tune-up. That's always going to be the case. So Cantrell is spec'd exclusively into recruiter. Okay. Got nothing else going on, but that certainly could be helpful. What about Steve Cooper? Mostly into motivator and architect. He does have architect as a primary and then tactician as well. I mean, that gets us almost a little bit of everything if we go for him. Whereas Cantrell specifically helps out with recruitment, but how much is that going to be worth it? Pep Hamilton, hello, talent developer? Ooh, talent developer, recruiter, motivator. I mean, I don't really think we're going to be able to get people drafted, but that's not bad. Top out. I'd ask what's up, but you already told me what was up. I'll just say I hope you're doing all right. Oh, it still has the thing where it loads too fast. Todd Fitch. Won't be Todd Fitch. Patrick Fulton. Probably won't be him either. Probably won't be him either. You know what? I gotta hear some. Arguments. And what about Mr. Parker here? Is the only one that has strategist. Gotta be honest, I mean, it helps that he's the highest rated of the bunch, but I think we should go for Pep Hamilton. I feel like we should. He's got a little bit of recruiter, a bit more on motivator, has some talent developer as well. I think Pep's our guy. I think so. So let's offer old Pep Hamilton the offensive coordinator job. And then what about defensive coordinator? Joe Angelo. Old Angelo. What do we got for you? Nope, we got Pep Hamilton again. What do we got for Mr. Angulo? I mean, a bit on recruiter, a bit on motivator, a bit on tactician. That's not too bad. It's not bad. Tidewater, if I am not mistaken, describes Virginia. Trying to think of what else it includes. But like Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. Yeah, Chesapeake Bay is the best way to describe it. Like, I think Northern Carolina. Northern North Carolina claims it as well. So, DC as well. Alright, so Angelo's not bad. Can't imagine how much bullshit the family of these players put up with. I mean, yeah. I can only imagine. Long's got a bit on motivator, recruiter, and tactician. Callum Everett. Nothing on recruiter, but a bit more on tactician. Okay. Well, Juan Keenan. Mostly motivator and recruiter. It's not too bad. Dan Ort. Mostly motivator, a bit on tactician. And George England. Okay. Well, in terms of it fitting our defense, we do run a 3-3-5. So I think it's Angelo or Ort from the looks of it. And one more look at Ord. And I mean, motivator tactician's not bad. What about Angelo? So do we want the recruitment help? I don't think we need the recruitment help, really. I mean, we do, but we don't. I think we go for Dan Ort. Yeah. I mean, the recruitment help would be nice, but the motivator means a lot right now when this team's not that good. It can help us get those extra points. So, go after Pep Hamilton and Dan Ort. Or, yeah, Pep Hamilton and Dan Ort. Meg, what's going on? How are you? How are you? See if we got lucky there with our two top choices. Take it from there. 57 overall, man. It's going to be even worse next year. All right, we got at least one of them. We did get Pep Hamilton as the OC. Very nice, a level 24. Did we also get Dan Ort? Yes, we did. All right, so we get both of our first choice coordinators. Not bad. We could have held out for another week or so to see if anybody else popped up, but I feel like probably best to just get who we needed to get. So I am good with that. Also means we're in the bowl week, so let's take a look. I went all the way around for some reason. At the college football playoff bracket for season 1, where A&M beat Indiana, so they'll play Michigan. BYU knocked the hell out of Duke. They'll play Miami. Tulane over Ole Miss. They'll play SMU. And Ohio State over Penn State. They will play Baylor. It's an interesting one. I'm intrigued to see how well Miami does. In our first, mini test run, we did see Miami win the national title. I am intrigued. Yeah, we have nothing else to worry about until the playoffs are over. Very nice that we got the coordinators that we were looking for. We'll look at staff moves after. I think week 4 is the final week we can look at staff moves. Hopefully. All right, so national championship in season 1. is going to be Baylor and Miami. So I would suspect Miami is going to win the national title at their own stadium. I mean, Baylor is 14-1 and beat Ohio State and SMU 59-57, which is absurd. But there you go, Baylor and Miami. Season 1 national title. It sucks, because right now it's like, oh shit, I wonder if we had any All-Americans or award. No, we didn't. We definitely didn't. Let's see what staff moves happen. So head coach Steve Sarkisian jumps from Texas to Michigan. Brett Lashley to Ole Miss. Baylor lost Dave Aranda to the NFL. Lane Kiffin goes to Oklahoma. Greg Schiano to Nebraska. There was a ton of movement in season 1. And Riley ended up at Baylor, replacing Aranda. Good Lord. Campbell from Iowa State to TCU. Like, there was a ton of movement. Rowan Moore ended up in Wisconsin. I was going to say Nebraska. God damn. Matt Rule's on his way to Cincy. It'd be funny if somehow we got more O-line All-American stacks. I mean, hopefully. We need all the help we can get, you know? We need all the help we can get. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And Beard got fired out of Missouri State. A lot of head coach movement. A lot. From retirements, movement to the NFL. Damn. Of course, we have our new coordinators, which I'm feeling pretty good about. I got 250 XP for absolutely nothing. We'll take that. Our pro potential is now worse than an F. I didn't know that was possible. Coach prestige drops to a D-. Coach stability drops to an F. Yep. Okay. All right. National champions in season 1. The Miami Hurricanes. 38-10 over Baylor. Damn. I am 2 for 2 so far this year to see Miami win the national title. Conference champs in 2025. Oregon State, Liberty, UNLV. Buffalo won the MAC. Still didn't make the playoffs, which is good. Buffalo won 10-3 and the MAC. First round bye. Like, I'm glad that's not happening anymore. You know? Very glad that's not happening anymore. But, all right, let's get to the pain. Let's get to the pain. Warrior, what's up, dude? How many of you summon-a-guns are about to leave this program? That is the question. Oh boy, we were bad. Look, we won 2 games without throwing the football, okay? I wouldn't call that bad at all. Not at all. All right. Well, here we go. How bad is it going to be? So at quarterback, JD is officially transferring out. No chance to keep him. Shadowstalker is looking to transfer out. Low chance of keeping him. And Aiden graduates. So JD is absolutely gone. Shadowstalker might stay. Running backs, Nico and Necro, both looking to transfer out. Fuck. No chance of keeping either of them. So we are losing our highest rated player. Fullback, Catcher is looking to transfer out. Due to proximity to home, he wants to move back to Nebraska. At wideout, DC Carnage is gone. Enzabel is likely gone. And Big Ted has graduated. Jesus. Tight ends, Taps looking to transfer out. So is T Cage. All right. Left tackle, we lose Zombie to graduation. Center, we lose Mills to graduation. Left edge, Felipe looking to transfer out as well. Defensive tackle, Galino looking to transfer out. Jake moves on after graduating. Right edge, Hulk looking to transfer. Taker looking to transfer. Damn. Kofster is confirmed to be transferring out. Holy God, man. Baffle graduates. Smoot ends up graduating as well. Corners, we lose D. Herms to a transfer, likely losing Top Hat and Pauly, while Scott has indeed graduated. Free safety, Dimensionalize and Ender both looking to transfer out. While Rob also looking to transfer out, and Zexus ends up graduating. We lose Razor Sharp to graduation. Good Lord. So, we have this group of very lows. There's a couple of freshmen in the mix. That's about the best we can do, is hope to keep them. So we got Pauly at corner, Shadowstalker at quarterback, and Enzabel at wideout. I don't think Shadowstalker will stay. I mean, he's a dual threat. We run the ball a lot. He's still probably going to be mad. Try to keep Enzabel. Route artist, though. What about Pauly? Let's try to keep Pauly. He says no. Let's try to keep Shadowstalker. Stays. Okay, so we did manage to keep a quarterback on roster. But we are losing everybody else. All right. All right. Well, that is that. We have to move on. I'm writing the shit of this to the end. I mean, graduating from prestigious Tulane University cannot be overlooked, you know? Down to a 55 right now, and it might not get any better. All right. So, let's take a look here at what we have, what we need, who we might be able to keep. Get these guys off the board. And obviously, we'll have the portal to look at now, too. Go to the prospect list first. So apparently, we need 2 quarterbacks, but again, it doesn't have to be an actual quarterback. Based on this playbook, I mean, we literally are never throwing the football. So it doesn't need to be an actual quarterback. So, like, the extra running backs can factor that in. Fullback as well, that's pretty much covered. Well, we need 5 linemen. We need 3 defensive edges, 3 defensive ends. We need a corner. We need a free safety. 2 free safeties. God damn, and 3 strong safeties. Which is nuts. Whew. All right. So what's out there from the portal? What do we got? And of course, we'll have to see where certain players of ours end up. Yeah. Quarterbacks, anybody available. Nobody will come here. Running backs. We got 1 dude. I imagine it's Satani Michele. Might not be. But a freshman out of Hawaii looking to transfer, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely go for him. Listed as an elusive bruiser. Playing style. Need a D+, we have an A, because all we do is run the ball. So that's pretty nice. Fullbacks. Justin Henry out of Clemson. Also looking to transfer, so we might as well add him. What do we got for wideouts? We got 2 options. Braden Wisłowski from James Madison. And Donovan Faupel out of New Mexico State. And honestly, we got to look at these guys. They're going to be higher ratings, so. A bunch of tight ends are willing to stay here. Damn. Or willing to transfer over, I should say. Damn. We'll keep that in mind. Offensive tackles. We do need a couple. There's a Damian Botley out of Monroe. Carter Cow of Rutgers. Thomas Hatch out of UAB. And even Morgan Scott out of Marshall. We don't need wideouts, but if they're good enough, we got no choice, really. Bunch of guards that are available. Temple's Nick Colson, Eric King out of Temple, Cole Sperber out of Delaware, Virginia, Evan Jackson out of Navy, Arkansas State's Tristan Smith. And that is a hell of a name out of UCLA. There's actually going to be a lot more people here than I was expecting. There's even a center, Cam Wright out of Ohio, that we could look at. So I have a decision to make. So we're big time in first for Beckner and for Caleb Warrior. But do we need that many tight ends? Like, we already have 2. You know? We already have 2. Do we really need those extra 2? I mean, they are both pure blockers, which is nice. I mean, we could consider them for fullback. And it is true that we could put them on the O-line. Is there anybody who was already on our board that we're not in first for? So, like, Teo. We can let go of him. We can let him go to Colorado State. That's fine. Ziemba. He's not coming here. Probably not going to get Karoma either. Lamar Span really wants to go to Air Force. And then Tremble is probably going to Army. Okay. So then, for options out of the portal, I'm kind of thinking with how many options we have, we can just eliminate juniors from the equation. You know? Probably not a bad way to go. So, Faupel, we'll get rid of you. We'll get rid of Botley. Morgan Scott, Olsen. Like, there's so many more classes available here. This should work out. A lot of juniors for the O-line. But, again, we have that many tight ends. We can just move people over and train them up if we have to. Back to the portal. What do we have on the defensive side of things? You need a couple of people. Holy edge rushers. Okay, there's a ton of them. Ahmad Foster's a freshman. Cade Moore is a sophomore. We'll ignore Tompkins. Got Cameron Jones out of Temple. Sean Eaton. More juniors. Will Bartow out of BYU as a freshman. Another freshman. Obina Onwuka. A lot of freshmen looking to transfer out, so it's not just us being heavily affected. It's nice. So many underclassmen. Oh my god. I mean, that's just edge rushers. Wow. Hey. We need a defensive tackle, but there's also a ton of defensive tackles that want to come here too. There are way more people through the portal that want to come here than I thought would be the case. Way more. Damn. Damn. Including all those extra tight ends. But again, they could be O-linemen. That's cool, though. It means you don't just lose their... Oh, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's very difficult to decide who to go for. Like, we might even have to eliminate sophomores from the equation and literally just go for freshmen who we're going to have more time with, you know? Like, that might have to be the way, is that we only go after freshmen. At least for the moment, and then if we don't get them, at least there's sophomores remaining. Yeah, if we only go for freshmen, we know that we have more time with them. So we're even going to be eliminating sophomores from the equation, which is kind of crazy. I definitely didn't think we would have that many options. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, we got a lot of options. Right now, it is freshmen only out of the portal. So let's go look. I mean, again, we could add those extra tight ends. There's a bunch of them, but we should be okay. So out of the defensive tackles, a bunch of them. Again, looking for freshmen only. Do we have any here? We have one. Louisville's Dion Howden. Cool. Outside linebackers. Michael Hasty out of West Virginia. CJ Lake from Fresno State. 11 spots left for our board here, too. Anybody else that happens to be a freshman that we can go for? Air Force's Seth MacFarlane. Okay. And again, like, I'm not even necessarily too worried about the positions of need because we are going to be mixing this team around anyway. Like, we'll make it work. It's just about getting the best players we can right now. All right, no other freshmen there except for Deshaun Ross and Maury Harris, who have no interest in us, but that's okay. We'll still go for him. Middle linebackers, as it was once known. We got Zach Smith out of Western Kentucky. Anybody else? Another player from BYU, Trevor Dunn. Devin Smith out of Kentucky. Luke Farrelly. A lot of linebackers, man. A lot. What about corners? Any other freshmen here? Mormon to glory? I mean, hey, we've joked about that particular challenge for a long time. Fun fact, Duke Lane is a Mormon school. So we got Landon Callahan out of Duke. Zion Armstead out of Iowa. Jamar Welch out of Troy. Any other freshmen here? Yeah, more freshmen. I mean, Pauly, obviously. Funny enough, we could apparently go back after Pauly. The conference prestige is no longer a deal breaker. We're actually first on his list. He wants to come back. That's funny as hell. We're just running out of spots. I don't know who to prioritize. You know? They're running out of spots. Let me start writing down some names. So corners, we have Mozon. We will put Pauly on our board. Do we have any other freshmen? There's Mozon, Rutherford, Travis Blades out of Monroe. Okay. Now, obviously, we won't be able to, add anybody else, but for free safeties, there's Ian Williams, another freshman, Jaquan Bostic. Wow, there's a lot of freshmen. We got Jason Mitchell, Leo Colombi, Maury Dixon out of Boston College, Quincy Winston. Like, dude, there's so many freshman transfers. Oh, my God. And we don't have time to scout out any of them either. We just got to go for whoever the hell we can get. Robinson. And what do we got at strong safety here? Any at strong safety? No. Okay. So there's still quite a few corners, free safeties, and tight ends that we could add to our board. So the question is, I mean, this many running backs to me is fine, because we need to rework quarterback, wideouts, with all of it. And this many tight ends is fine because potential fullbacks, extra O-line help. And we do need a lot of changes at defensive side as well. This guy's deal breakers playing style, conference prestige. I mean, it's not going to get any worse. No, playing style, so good there. So far, a lot of these dudes are hyped because we have the right playing style. It doesn't really look like there's anybody that we'd be in danger of, like, oh, we brought him in and all of a sudden he'd be mad, except maybe like Lamar Span. Span and McFarland are a little bit iffy. They're a little bit iffy based on playing style. But that's okay. And we could get rid of some of those guys that are close and just not risk it. That is fair. Of course, now I need the music to disappear. I mean, Ezekiel Vaughn's, we're right there for him. Lane, I mean, literally, if we wait a day, he's going to sign. But that prestige, we're at a D+. That drops to... Oh, then again, it would have to drop to an F. I don't think it's going. I think we just go for the 35 that we have now, and we make it work if other people drop off the board. So whoever needs a scholarship, let's go. Get those scholarship offers out there. And we'll see what we can do here. We'll just spam this button a whole bunch. A whole bunch. And the way it drops is whatever the conference sucks. Right, and by default, if teams are beating the hell out of us, not everybody in the conference can suck. Right? Like when you have a near guaranteed W on the schedule in the form of Tug Lane, you're probably doing okay. So best way forward here, we have 31 targets left that we can assign points to. We can average about 10 points. That's about 8.7 points per person. So let's go by interest status. I'm not even going to take the time to schedule certain visits. Like, if certain people come here, cool. If they don't, whatever, we'll just move on to the next. We are just trying to maximize getting as many people through the door as possible, as opposed to any sort of quality over quantity approach. That will be much later. This is not going to be a Pro Rel series. I probably will do a Pro Rel series this year. But because they added the trophy room, if we win a conference title, we'll switch conferences and try to get a different challenge, you know? But I know people like the Pro Rel challenge quite a bit, so I'll probably bring that back. We still might even go back and redo the Short Kings, or just continue where we left off. Although I don't know if Short Kings were going to be as crazy of a challenge as I was hoping. It was just a backup plan in case Team Builder didn't work. And then after one night, Team Builder's like, hey, I'll work now. It's like, oh, cool. Thank you. I'm shocked. Because I genuinely didn't expect Team Builder to work for like the first week, you know? Yeah, do you think passing should be outlawed? If so, sign this paper. I mean, we're bringing football back to it's basically rugby days, you know? If this was a hockey program, I wouldn't allow any forward passes. Forward passes? That's for woke liberals. 10 points for you, and we'll put Welch on 5 points. That's fine. All right, there we go. That is our approach for week number 1. We still have a lot of names at tight end, corner, and free safety that can go on the board if need be. And again, right now, it's just about getting a full class. It doesn't matter if it's freaking 35 corners. We'll make it work. We do get 2-star running back out of Utah, Matthew Lane. He is the only one that week. We do miss out on Gregory McClendon. That is okay-ish. I mean, it kind of sucks to only get one dude. But make it work. At least I hope we'll make it work. So let's bump this dude up to 10 points. Now, obviously, if we still have people on the board, we'll have more points per week. Make sure everybody's on 10. Rid of McClendon. Might even be able to start scheduling out some visits. But we are going to have one more scholarship to be able to hand out. I don't know if I want it to go to a corner, a safety, or one of those tight ends. Do not know. Let's see. Okay, let's play this. You are. Playing time's what's going to get us most people. Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay, it is funny that Paulie can hit the portal and then be like, actually, I want to come back. Let's go after one of the numerous free safeties, given that they could also... let's go tight end. Let's go tight end. I'm a little bit worried about the O-line. All right, who's the first freshman that we have here? Jonathan Zaroots out of Memphis. Zarut is on fire. Let's go ahead. Schedule for a visit. Let's look at who's our first transfer? I don't know if we'd actually be able to... Okay, so like Cameron Jones, we're not going to be able to get him on anything. Let's just go for somebody at the top then. We can get this dude on playing style. And for Warrior down there, we can also get him on playing style. We just need to try to seal the deal for those two as soon as we can. And then down at the bottom, new addition Zarut. Let's get the 15 points onto him. Yeah, I mean, if we got to change some of these guys to fullbacks, linemen, we'll do it, you know? Go to week number 3. Still need some luck here. Boy, don't we still need some luck. Still no new recruits this week, but nobody took us off of their list either. Are you kidding? Okay. That's not good news. This could go right down to the wire. A lot of these guys are just waiting for bigger schools to be like, actually, we want you, and then they're just going to bail on us so fast. We're behind for Zarut, so let's get him out of there. I'm not going to have the spare points to battle Monroe for him. Anybody else we can take off of the list. Paulie's a close one. Welch is also very close. Armstead's pretty much guaranteed. Man. Probably out on Devin Smith. Carlos, what's up? We lost a good amount of people. I didn't even do the final count. I just knew it was going to be a lot of people. So the question is, do we leave battles on there, or do we only leave people that we're in the lead for? Smith is definitely out. Looking all right for Trevor Dunn. Smith is close. We haven't made up any ground for Jayshawn Ross, so he's definitely out. Definitely out for Hasty. Probably out for Dion Howden as well. In a battle for Will Bartow, but is it worth even trying to battle? Don't really think it is. Don't really think it is. Definitely out for Cameron Jones. Yeah, basically, I think if we're not in first for somebody, I'm going to probably drop them. I mean, Bartow's a tough one. We did just open up 6 spots, though. So, even as long as it's close, we'll keep somebody around. If we're not in first, it has to at least be close. All right, so back to the prospect list. Still thinking more tight ends just for the O-line coverage. You know, those extra linebackers could move back to safety if need be. Let's go after those tight ends. Let's see. So again, looking for, it'll be freshmen only out of the portal. So that there's more development. have other freshmen? So Root we already got rid of. Chad Barham out of Troy. He's the only one, actually. Okay. Let's go to the free safeties. Who's left at free safety? We got Ian Williams. Jaquan Bostic. We got Mitchell, Columbi, and Dixon. There we go. Let's hand out scholarship offers. Round we make up, we will have some points, but honestly not a ton. Even just to get these last second dudes on like 15 points, it's basically going to be all that we got. This strategy of going quality over quantity could definitely backfire. We could easily run out of time here. Just end up getting nobody. And if we get nobody, this team is, this program is in shambles at that point. I mean, 45 points left. Put an extra 5 on Pauly. And who are we in first for right now? Beckner. Warrior in there. 25 points for a visit. Let's just start slapping an extra 5 points on people that we're, you know, top of the board for. Sooner we can seal the deal on some of these attempts. We might be able to make a final, you know, last second week 4 push before time runs out. Just seems unlikely at this point that it's going to kind of go the way we need it to go. But we shall see. We need some good news here in terms of confirmed recruits. Please. Please, God, give us some good news. So we do get Beckner. Deerfield Beach, Florida's. One Antonio Beckner. Let's see. Anybody else? He's the only one? Wow. Okay. Okay. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay. Well, we don't have too much time, and obviously we don't have much space either. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not even worth adding anybody else to the board at this point, is it? This is going to outlast Ball State. It might. Got the ball stare, though. Status. Start dishing out these extra points here and there. We're hoping for the best. And having to spread the wealth. Not looking too good. I skipped on Wuka intentionally because of how high up into the process he is. He's still only a top 8. At least guys that are top 5. Maybe we'll have more of a chance. We need a miracle. We need an absolute miracle. Please, God, give us a lot of recruits. We need a miracle. That is 1. Tight end, Caleb Warrior. Ezekiel Vaughns is the 2nd. Keelan Landry, another running back. Zach Flowers, number 4. And again, basically all these guys are going to be 2 stars. Paul Gash is the 5th. We got a 6th. Dennis Meeks. 7th. All right. We're looking okay-ish. We're up to 8 extra recruits. Make it 9 with Seth MacFarlane. Make it an even 10 with Dixon. 11. Now up to 12. We did end up getting Will Bartow. That's good. Worthen, number 13. CJ Lake, number 14. Makele is number 15. I'm waiting to see if Paulie comes back. Armstead. 16 for Harris. Okay, we got a good amount of people here. Foster's number 17. Paulie's back. He threatened to leave, and now he's back. Thanks for wasting a spot, Paulie, you jerk. God damn. Could have just stayed here in the first place. Got Zach Smith. Okay, so we're well over 20. We are well over 20 at this point. There we go. Not too bad at all. Missed out on a couple of people, but they were late to the list. Thank God. That could have been so bad. But we will at least have some people to be able to move around. So yeah, we missed out on Columbia, who went to Kent State. Mitchell went to Cal. Bostic to Ohio. Welch to Georgia Southern. Pirelli and Callahan to Delaware and Kennesaw. But in total, 29 recruits to offset the losses. That's not that bad. How good might these people be? We brought in 6 running backs. DeMarco, Folkerts, Lane, Vaughns, Landry, and Michele. All normal dev. The wideouts, none of them. The tight ends, Gono, Cockrell, Beckner, Warrior, Barham, all normal dev. Foster, Bartow. We finally get our first impact dev in Onwuka. We got one at least. So far, one impact dev player in this class. That is it. Span, Lake, another one, Seth MacFarlane. 2 impact devs. Hunt, Smith, Keenan, Meeks, Gash, all normal. Flowers, Armstead, and Paulie, same thing. Got Dixon and Williams, and that is it. So 2 impact devs. That is it. That is all that we were able to bring in. Georgia finishes with the #1 class in the country ahead of LSU, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Clemson. We were not dead last, but that is just going to be because of the sheer amount of players brought in. So we will be a little bit further up. Yeah, number 120 in the country with 29 recruits, all 29 of them being 2 stars. You take the good with the bad. Yeah, take the good with the bad. My big question: where did some of our transfers out go? Where did some of those transfers out go? And actually, in fairness, just go any state. We load up every person in the portal. Oh no, we can recruit more than 2 stars. Those are the only guys that wanted to come here, though. So Nico was the only person to transfer out, apparently. Really? I don't know if I believe that. Was Nico the only one? And he went to Kansas State. All right, JD ends up going to South Carolina. So JD is a Gamecock. Running back, we know that we already lost Nico. I forget who else we might have lost. So Nico to Kansas State. Necro signed with nobody. Put a quarter in your ass, buddy. You played yourself. You should have stayed here. Catcher also signed with nobody. His top choice was Wyoming, but he ended up not signing with anybody. What about wideouts? DC Carnage also going to Kansas State. Enzabel didn't sign with anybody. Nearly went to Coastal Carolina. Temple as the top 2. What about tight ends? Tight ends. We lost T-Cage to NC State. And Taps to Georgia Southern. About offensive tackles. Didn't lose anybody. I don't think we lost any linemen to the portal, right? If I'm not mistaken. Nobody in first 2 spots. And centers, yeah, nobody. What about at edge? Who did we lose from here? If anybody. Oh, boy. Felipe didn't sign with anybody. Nor did Taker, nor did Hulk. Hulk nearly went to Vanderbilt. Taker nearly went to Vanderbilt. Felipe nearly went to Vanderbilt, but they didn't seal the deal. What about defensive tackles? Who went where? Golino didn't sign with anybody. Nearly went to Nevada from the looks of it. All joining the job pool, right? They're actually going to play school. Outside linebacker Kofster goes to UConn. Kofster goes to UConn. Outstanding. Outstanding. Of course, all the O-line stayed. That's fair. Middle linebackers. We didn't lose anybody. At least at Portal. Corners. Lose anybody? Corner. Yes, we did. D. Herms is off to Kansas. Top Hat didn't sign with anybody. Nearly went to Minnesota. And, of course, Paulie ended up returning. Free safety. I don't remember. Ender didn't sign with anybody. Dimensionalized off to Northwestern. Dimensionalized off to Northwestern. What do we got strong safety-wise? No, we didn't lose a kicker or a punter. Only one was Rob, who also didn't sign with anybody. So, there you go. There you go. It's my understanding that people who didn't sign disappear. I believe they do. Hence the joining the job pool. So, we have the mountain of position changes that we're going to need to look at. We also have, the conference changes, mainly in terms of, who's moving to, like, the Pac-12 and stuff like that, now that that's being rebuilt. So, yeah, we'll see where it takes us. But thankfully, what could have been very bad was only mostly bad.